Should we move on to the next phase?
Yes.
Postpartum.
Yes.
What happens, firstly, to a woman's body in that phase? Secondly, what changes in the diet requirements?
Yeah. So, of course, postpartum, there are many things happen. There's total hormone changes because whatever hormones were there during pregnancy changes completely. So there as something, postpartum depression, which can happen. And of course, the lactation time requires 550 extra calories for the mother in the food, in terms of food, and 25 grams extra protein during this time. So actually requirement of protein and calories go much higher during lactation time,
Why?
during the first 6 months. Because you're feeding the baby, right? The baby is growing only on the mother's milk.
Is your body also repairing itself?
Yeah, body is repairing itself. So there is aches and pains, and there is still there is there is still blood flow. So they have to have. So what we do is we divide the whole 6 months into the first 40-50 days where they can't afford to have constipation. So we give ajwain, which is very, very good for them in nicely cooked way. Then
Ajwain with water?
No. So there is a recipe which we make with gond, which is guar gum. So we use not guar gum, sorry, gond is the gond. Okay, so gond is used because it produces a little bit of a heat and is extremely good as a galactagogue. Galactagogue means the food which increases the milk production. So gond is given along with ajwain, but maybe little ghee and sugar. Ghee is good because it's got cholesterol, baby's brain development. And so this is given two times in a day along with a very rich breakfast, lunch, dinner. The calcium requirement is higher during lactation, around 1400 mg. So they have to make sure that they're having enough liquids in terms of milk at least 2 to 3 times during the day. And of course some dals, because dals are rich in carbs as well as protein. So the carbs are also important during this time, because otherwise how will baby become active? Because the quality of the mother's milk has to be extremely rich for the baby to have proper nutrition, because amount of carbs and all you're eating, your baby is going to be that active. So it's not like low carb diet or anything. It has to be a very well formed and good diet to nourish both mother and baby.
I've spoken to some of my friends who've had kids. Post pregnancy, they become a little conscious about their bodies and conscious about the weight loss aspect. They want to go back to what their bodies were pre-pregnancy. But how do you plan this as a nutritionist?
Yeah, so what we do is we, of course, remove the clutter. That means we tell them not to have aerated drinks, chocolates, desserts. Don't think because your calorific requirements are more, so you can have a dessert a day. So control that. Make sure you're eating your proteins at every meal, enough fiber, and but of course exercise. So if normal delivery, they can start exercising after, I think, 3 weeks or 4 weeks, and after cesarean after 6 weeks. So they need to do that, make sure their activity is enough. They need to do some stretches because they're sitting for a long time and feeding the baby, so their back might get caught. So that is also important. But exercising, eating healthy, and not having like old times. That there is where I little bit not favor our Marwadi culture, where they literally used to feed one whole 15 kg jar of ghee to the pregnant woman during the whole period.
Wow. 15 kg?
The lactation period, yeah. That was, ek pipa. Pipa means, I think it is 15 kg. So, utna ghee they used to feed.
For the sake of the baby.
For mother and the baby. So, of course, that much fat is not required. So the fat control and having enough fat in the milk itself, which is important for the baby, having eggs, the yolk fat is very good, chicken or fish is extremely healthy, or not having like excess fat in the food, and not desserts, of course.
Same rules as before. There's not that much variation.
Yeah, it's just that the whole protein structure goes up. 25 grams is a lot of protein.
1 extra serving of paneer.
Nah, paneer, 1 extra serving is 6 grams.
From one full bowl?
No, that's a lot. One serving we count as 50 grams of paneer, which is just 6 grams of protein.
How much do you get? Like when you buy, most people my age buy those packaged.
200 grams.
I mean, I don't know. It's like a package.
Yeah, it'll be 20 to 25 grams. 25 grams.
That-
If it's a 200 gram packet.
You're getting 25 grams of protein from that. So one extra slab of that
Yeah.
in a day. I'm not addressing the non-vegetarian stuff here because it's actually easier to get the protein from non-veg.
No. So how we design a diet for a lactating woman at that time would be giving them a glass of milk for breakfast. Then, before breakfast when they wake up, then during breakfast they can have eggs along with some carbs. Then mid-morning they can have a glass of coconut water, because the liquid consumption has to go high because they have to make milk. Then the lunch can be dal, roti, sabji and little dahi. Then evening snacks can be again something milk along with. So what we are fond of giving to every pregnant woman is, I can give you the recipe, is doodh dalia, which is wheat, which is broken wheat, which is roasted a bit and added water and then cooked, then added milk to be added to that, and with little sugar or jaggery, whatever they like, and some nuts. So that's a good one. Or otherwise they can have paneer toasty at that time, or milk with anything. Then evening before dinner they can have a bowl of soup. They can have, in the soup they can have either spinach soup or the miracle soup, as I mentioned. Any kind of soup at that time is great. And then dinner is again with some kind of a protein. It can be paneer, it can be tofu, it can be dahi, or it can be chicken or fish along with some carbs and vegetables.
Got it. Wow.
And the fruits can come as fillers and whenever they want to have.
Seeing a lot of ladies write down all this. Sitting with a notepad and writing all this down. Okay.
So galactogogues here are gond, which can be had as the evening snack, or it can be had in between the meals, or it can be had after the lunch as a small laddu. So that is one galactogog. Methi is a galactogog. There is methi bhaji also, which you make it with the methi seeds, and methi is a galactogog. Then you get satavari tablets, which they can have with the milk, so that increases their milk production.
Got it.
And even the garlic is a galactogog, so to be added to dals or even to the eggs.
So all these are the rules for postpartum while breastfeeding is on.
Yes.
Post that, life will go back to normal. Then back to the normal rules that we spoke about.
Yes.
Focus on your exercise, focus on your protein intake, try eating less processed food.
Yeah. And in fact, take care of your nutrition, because behind the children, they forget about their nutrition. Exercise.
This is practical input. So you become so concerned with the kid that you're not taking care of your own diet.
Yes.
What's the common mistake? That you stop?
Yes, you stop exercising. You are like taking care of your kid all the time. And of course, you don't have time because evenings you are with your kid. And if you're working mom, it's double whammy because you have to take care of the kid and the office and your nutrition. So they tend to miss a lot. So
What do you tell them?
So we tell them that first is you. Of course, your baby, till the time baby is fully grown, that's the first responsibility. Then it's you. Then anything else.
Okay. Then life goes on.
Yeah.
Then menopause happens. Right? That's the next key phase.
Yeah.
Hey, if you enjoyed this clip from the Ranveer Show, we've uploaded a ton of other clips related to a ton of other topics. So explore the channel because there's something for everyone.